Hello again, everyone. This is Jeff Reed, former writer for iFanboy. In honor of Sandman's second season coming to Netflix, I want to take the time to talk about the book that Marvel described as being Sandman done the Marvel way. And I want to talk about how it intersects with the life of Robert Kirkman, co-creator of The Walking Dead. I, of course, want to talk about Sleepwalker. Now, Sleepwalker is a Marvel character debuting in 1991, and his series ran for 33 issues and a holiday special and crossovers with a few different characters. He was fairly popular. He existed in the mindscape, which is the world where all living creatures' minds go when they fall asleep, kind of a dream realm of some kind. Now, Sleepwalker did not have an actual name that could be pronounced by humans, so he was just known as Sleepwalker, and he was tied to the life of college student Rick Sheridan. Whenever Rick fell asleep, Sleepwalker was able to come out of his brain and kind of walk around the world fighting against evils that came out from the mindscape. And whenever Rick woke up, Sleepwalker was forced back into the mindscape. It led to a kind of an interesting dynamic that where Rick had to fight to go to sleep, so Sleepwalker would come out and save the day, and Sleepwalker in the middle of a battle would sometimes be thrust back into the mindscape because of Rick waking up. It was an interesting series, and it actually has a bit of a cult following, though not a massive one. But in the years after it was canceled, there was still a want and need for some people to see it revived. And so in 2004, when Marvel decided to relaunch their Epic Comics imprint, they reached out to creators to see what they'd want to write about. And Robert Kirkman, at the time, before Walking Dead, applied to be the writer of a new Sleepwalker series. It was going to launch an entirely new Sleepwalker, not the same one from the 1990s series. He wanted to do a new Sleepwalker, a new person who Sleepwalker was tied to, and he wrote this first issue. Now, Epic Comics didn't quite happen the way they wanted it to. They took a few of the first issues that had been commissioned to be part of this new line and kind of smushed them together into a book called Epic Anthology, and had these first issues, about 22 pages of three different series that were going to be out from this Epic line imprint. Unfortunately, it didn't sell well enough, so it was only having one issue ever come out. And in that first Sleepwalker storyline, we meet the new person that Sleepwalker is tied to, but then when the Sleepwalker comes out of his brain in the very last page or the very last panel of the story, that's it. We never see anything else from the Sleepwalker again. He just appears in this room, and then we never get resolution from there. Robert Kirkman would move on very soon to other things like Image, and he would do Walking Dead after that, but this one sad issue of Sleepwalker in Epic Anthology is never referred to again. It never comes back around, and this one lonely Sleepwalker is never seen again. Hope this guy comes back soon, though. He's great.